You know, sometimes in life, when bad things happen to you, they don't necessarily happen for a bad reason. Hey, my cousin. You know, in Africa, we say cousin. Like in America, you say cousin. We say cousin in most African countries. Anyway, look at this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. I'm not your friend. What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping up. Appreciate you. You know I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend in most African countries mean I'm doing good. It's like I'm doing something like, hey, I'm not your friend. Like, you know, I'm doing good. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Your first time, my name is Zach. You are my cousin. We are cousins here, okay? Click on the button, subscribe so we can see each other every single day. Did you know that some countries are winning big with the war in Iran? Did you know that? My brother, we need to talk about this. We're talking about our people here. Simple English. You know, when you watch those TVs out there, they give you big English. Here, we break the English. Simple for everybody to understand. Some countries are winning big. South Africa is winning big. Kenya is winning big. South Sudan is winning big. My brother, we're going to talk about this right now. Like I said earlier, sometimes when you go through difficulties, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to start crying and saying, God, my life is over. Because sometimes through the difficulties comes a bright light. Well, it's the case of Kenya. This is Kenya on the map. Beautiful people, lovely place. If you've never been to Kenya, I suggest you go visit Kenya. Well, Kenya is winning big, at least Kenya Airways.
So you're telling me I can straighten my teeth in as little as 4 to 6 months from just £38 a month?
Yep.
And I get free teeth whitening?
Yep.
With 2 free sets of retainers?
Yep, that's true.
And if I wear my retainers, my teeth won't move back?
Yep.
So what's the catch?
Girl, there isn't one. I do my aligner treatment for 4 months, do the whitening for 2 weeks, and wear my retainer most nights, and I'm getting so many compliments. I've literally never felt so confident. I just wish I'd done it sooner, you know? I'd recommend it to everyone. It is that good.
Okay, so how do I get started?
Okay, so just book a free online consultation. It is a 35-minute video call. You'll talk to a specialist, and then that is it.
Why do Japanese families pay £31 for electricity while British families pay £400 for the exact same thing? My name is Hiroshi Tanaka. I worked at Honda's UK plant for 6 years, and what I discovered about British electricity bills made me physically sick. Let me explain something most British people don't know. In Japan, we have a law from 1958. It's called the Clean Power Act. Every power company must deliver pure electricity, no hidden fees, no phantom charges, no tricks. If they overcharge you by even 1 yen, they go to prison. I'm not exaggerating. Executives have gone to jail for this. So when I moved to Manchester and got my first British electricity bill, I called my wife in Tokyo thinking there was a mistake. £412 for a 2-bedroom flat. My parents in Osaka, same size house, they pay 4,500 yen. That's about £31. I showed the bill to my British colleagues at work. You know what they said?
That's normal, mate. That's actually quite good for this area.
I couldn't believe it. In Japan, this would be a national scandal. So I started investigating. I brought my electrical testing equipment from home, the same meters Japanese inspectors use, and I started testing homes around my neighborhood. At first, people thought I was crazy, this Japanese guy knocking on doors with weird equipment. But when I showed them the results, they stopped laughing. Every single house I tested was being charged for something called reactive power. In Japan, we call it dirty electricity. It is power that your home cannot use. Your appliances don't need it, your lights don't need it, your heating doesn't use it, but your meter...
Kenya Airways. How? This aeroplane company is winning massively with the war in the Middle East. Well, Kenya Airways plans to add more flights, my brother. How? After demand surge record level. So people are asking so many flights from Kenya Airways now as an alternative to the Middle East. Congratulations to Kenya. Piga makofi. Yeah, piga makofi, boy. Piga makofi means clap your hand in Swahili. Swahili is spoken in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, Congo, and many other places. I suggest you learn Swahili so we can talk to each other like brothers. It's going to break the walls of separation. Or you are from another country. You are not from my country. People from my country. We need to stop that crap. Let's continue. Reasons. So basically, air travel across the Middle East right now has been severely disrupted. You see, now I get my English back, man. Anyway, let's continue. Since the start of the conflict, triggered by the US and Israel, the flights have been disrupted. So no one wants to use a flight going to the Middle East anymore. You must remember one thing, these countries have closed their airspace. And in most cases, many flights for people coming from Africa going to Europe, they will most likely stop somewhere in the Middle East. If it's not in Qatar, it's probably in Dubai before going to the Netherlands or Paris or to the United States of America. If you want to go to Asia, in most cases, people take flights from Africa. They will stop somewhere in the Middle East before they go to Shanghai, Hong Kong, or Bali, or Taiwan for that matter. But this is not limited to African travelers. Americans as well that want to travel to Asia usually will stop in the Middle East, but the Middle East is closed, my brother. Now, what are they using? They are using Nairobi as a hub. Congratulations! Yeah! Pick up my coffee, my cousin. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, I know. It's crazy. Yes, but sometimes that's how it is. So Kenyans are whizzing big. What countries are affected with this disruption? We have Iran, Israel, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Syria. You need to make sure you put the H. Bahrain, not Bahrain. Bahrain. United Emirates. All exposed. They are fully imposed air restriction or partially. So flights are not flying there for now. There's disruption. So when there's disruption to your neighbors, you must use the opportunity to grow. That is how you do it. Now, how is Kenya making gains? Well, the strongest gain are en route connecting Europe, the US, and Asia. So Americans wanting to travel to Asia are now stopping to Nairobi. To Nairobi, my friend, make sure you go visit Nairobi. You will have a good time. You will speak English there, my friend. They will treat you fair. Kenyan people are very fair people. They are good people. You will love it. You love it. That is Ghanaian accent. Anyway, let's continue. So basically, Kenya has reported that passenger flight number have increased a third, my brother. A third. They are making 250% more gains. Congratulations again to Kenya. Kenya Airways is planning to add more flights and frequencies on several routes to capitalize on demand. Now, these people are using these flights right now because the Middle East is disrupted. Are they going to remain clients of Kenya Airways wanting to travel? Well, Kenya has a technique about it. Kenya expects to retain about 40% of new passengers even after the Middle East situation is stabilized. How? They're going to be offering them, beautiful Kenyan ladies when no, they're not going to do that. They're going to treat you nicely. Okay? They're going to treat you the Karibu way, the beautiful Swahili way. They will give you chapati. They will give you massage. They will give you nice things in Kenya. You'll have a beautiful moment. So Kenya expects to keep 40% of the people. Even the South Africans traveling to Japan are stopping to Kenya. Who else is winning? Sudan is winning, my brother. Big up my coffee for Sudan. Yeah. Big up my coffee, man. Don't be jealous. How is the Middle East helping Sudan right now? Now, the war in the Middle East has made many things different and has revealed many things. So basically, this is Sudan. Okay, Sudan has been through wars for a long time. We're not going to go into the details, but I'm going to give you the space. Now, United Arab, whatever you call it, that country where Dubai is, they support a group of people in Sudan. Those group of people fought the army and they've been beating the army. Now that they are fighting over there, they can't support these people. Let me break it down for you. Remember, there was a moment they showed you on TikTok. There was a guy named Abu Dhabi or Abu Labu, some dude from Sudan that was killing black people. Remember that guy? He killed black people bad and he wasn't ashamed and he was recording it. There was this very scary, very sad-looking image of a lady. Remember? A lady, a black Sudanese woman with 3 children, and they were shooting around her. That's a very sad image. Very, very sad image. These are the people that were killing the black people in Sudan. Let me give you an example. So the group is called the RSF. The RSF has been sponsored by Dubai for a long time, the UAE, to fight the government. And since Dubai is at war, the RSF has lost power and the government is pushing back. Now, why is this necessary? Why should we be chuffed by the situation? Because the RSF is recorded killing many black people for no reason. I'm going to break it down for you. You have two groups of people, the RSF led by this guy, Emedi, and the RAF, which is Sudanese Natural Army led by this man right here. The two guys are fighting over power. Why? Because the RSF used to be known as the Jawaweed back in time. And back in time, as you would know, Sudan has two main group of people. You get people that are Arabs, or they consider themselves as Arabs. They're light-skinned, they look a little bit like different. And you get the people that look like sub-Saharan Africans. They're these ones, Sudanese, they're dark-skinned, they're tall, they're beautiful and stuff. Now, there's a clear separation. The Arabs don't necessarily identify with the blacks. The blacks, in most cases, are Christians and animists and other religion. The Arabs are Muslims. Now,
get 100 free spins with your first £10 deposit. All winnings are paid in cash.
Mr. Q.
The casino you love to hate.
Don't buy another charger before you've seen this one. I bet you hate charging your phone while watching shows or streaming, right? That annoying space where the cable blocks your hand is really the worst. This one, on the other hand, stays perfectly flush against the phone. It's incredibly comfortable to hold in your hand. And look at this. This part unfolds and turns into a stand. You can set it up vertically or horizontally, and it stays perfectly stable in both positions. And the best part is, it's not just fast charging, it's ultra fast, 240-watt charging with a 1.5 meter braided cable, which really gives you a feeling of quality and durability. Temu currently has a huge promotion. Click the link below and get yours for just £0 and 76 pence.
Now, Sudanese black people used to complain to the world saying that the Arabs are mistreating them because the Arabs had all the institution and the power. And every time they claimed that the Arabs were mistreating them, the government will send a group of people to go and kill the black people. Now, government couldn't send the army anymore because then it's reported and it looks bad on the government. So they had this group of people called the Jawaweed, these guys here. They were ruthless. They killed black people bad because there was no accountability. They are not a regular army, but they were supported by the government. Their job was to do the most ruthless things to black people in most cases in Sudan. The president back in time, this man right here, Omar al-Bashir, I just murdered his name, he wanted to have a separate group of army beside the regular army. The separate group, his job was to shut people up. You know, all the dissidents, you go shut them up. He's not going to use the army, but he's going to use this private army. At the end of the day, the army and the private army turned against this man, Omar al-Bashir. Okay, and they took him off power. When they took him off power, these two generals, you can see Hamedi and this other one, they started discussing who's going to run the country. We've overthrown the president now. What are we going to do? Who's going to run the country? Well, this RSF guy said, no, I'm not going to be your under whatever because then I'm going to lose power. Well, why should I be below you if I have an army that's just as strong as yours, if not stronger? You know, so they fought over power. And then now they are still fighting each other. Now, the UAE has supported the RSF in spite of their story of killing black people for free. Black people of Sudan still support the normal army because the regular army doesn't kill them. RSF and Jawaweed unalive them bad. Yeah, UAE has denied sponsoring the RSF. However, there are multiple lines of evidence such as satellite imagery, intercepted weapons, gold trade data, flight tracking, mercenaries. They even hired mercenary in Colombia to go fight for the RSF against the government. Okay, so there are all these data. Sudan has cut ties with the UAE. Now, the question is, they said the UAE is adapting. Now that they're at war, they can't send the weapons anymore the way they used to send. But they are now adapting. They're finding other ways to smuggle weapons into Sudan so the war can continue. And you're probably asking yourself, why are they trying to do this? They are at war themselves. Why does the UAE support RSF? Well, the UAE support RSF for one main reason. Okay, there are multiple. Number one, Sudan is Africa's top gold producer. Yes, they estimate 80 to 90% of gold, comes from Sudan, especially in the area, in Darfur. You see now the correlation? Darfur is controlled by the RSF, where many people were killed. And you know, the UAE produces a lot of gold. When people travel to Dubai, most people go buy gold, right? So they need the gold. Sudan produces gold. And where is the gold? It's in Darfur. And the Darfur area is controlled by who? By the RSF. Therefore, let's be nice to who? To RSF. Number two, the UAE is a desert. They don't have arable land. So they need to have access to land. You know, beautiful land. Why? For agricultural reason, for livestock, for minerals, and for food security. You know what I mean? So for investment purpose, for food, for land. I mean, you know, Africans, you take that for granted when God gave you the land and all that. Yes, Dubai and them are sponsoring people so they can have access to land for food, for livestock, for stuff. They've invested greatly in agriculture in Sudan on the RSF side. There's another reason, historical and personal. This man right here, Emeti, who is the boss of the RSF, between 2015 and 2018, he traveled multiple times to Dubai, and he also sent soldiers and fighters to go fight against the Houthis in Yemen. You see, Yemen, they are Houthis. The Houthis are backed by who? By Iran. We're not going to get into deep, my brother. I don't want to kill it today. I will kill it for you the next time. Now, the RSF sent soldiers to go and fight against the Houthis in Yemen because Dubai doesn't necessarily have the experience, the battlefield experience. So RSF sent soldiers over there to go fight for them against the Houthis. So they've created a military bond and financial bond through the years. But the good news is this one. For now, we're just going to support the people that are not killing black people, right? Are we okay on that? No, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't understand. Nobody cares about the context. As long as you're not killing our people, yeah, that's one of the major things we don't want, just because they're black, okay? Now, for now, the government of Sudan is winning back the land from the RSF because Dubai and all of them are not able or capable or not as fluently as they were before to send weapons to them. Congratulations, my man. Piga my coffee. Piga my coffee, boy. Yeah. South Africa. South Africa is also winning, my man. Yes. South Africa's winning. Kunjani bamfweto. Yes. It's an opportunity. You need to get this opportunity and eat. South African ports, Durban, Cape Town, are becoming a massive rerouting of global container ships around the world. Congratulations. Congratulations. I know you didn't understand that English. No? Let's break that English down. So usually boats come from Asia. They go past the Middle East. They go here. You see, this is Somalia. They go up. They pass. Now, they can't go through that route because there's war happening there. People are rerouting now all the way down to South Africa, to the Cape of Good Hope. Congratulations. So a lot of boats are stopping in Durban. Okay, this is Durban, but you call it Deben. You can't say Durban. If you say Durban, they know you are Kwere Kwere. Kwere Kwere is a stranger, foreigner, an alien. It's disgusting. How you call somebody an alien? Anyway, so you must say Deben, not Durban. If you say Durban, they know you're from America. You must say Deben. I'm going to Deben. Anyway, this is Durban. Now, that's where the home of the Zulus are, or the beautiful lady from the Zulu land. Anyway.
Lightning fast trade execution. That's Kraken. So you never miss the moment. Trade confidently.
Or the beautiful lady from the Zulu land. Anyway, forget about the ladies. This has increased unscheduled calls at South African port for what? For refueling, resupply, and crew changes. Okay, sometimes they need brand new crews. Some people can enter, some leave. They need fuel. We have to stop somewhere. They're stopping in South Africa, creating a boost in the economy. You know, this creates obviously a great logistics job. You know, related services, foods, you know, also mahoshas. Forget about mahoshas. So mahoshas is women of the street, you know, the ladies that sell. Okay, but it's business for them. Everybody, don't be hypocritical. Anyway, let's continue. How is South Africa winning? There's increased vessel call for port revenue. So there's a surge, 112% surge economically in ports of South Africa. South Africa is providing provision. We're talking about water, food, ships repair, maritime insurance. So all these technicians, services, logistics are making money right now. Where are the boats coming from? A lot of boats are coming from China, India, South Asia, Middle East, trying to cross to Europe, and they're avoiding the problems going through South Africa. And people are making South Africa a new normal. This is what it is, fellas. You know what it is. We always break it down for you here in simple English. You know, Kenyans are winning massively through the war in wherever you call that place. It's amazing. All the aeroplanes are now stopping in Kenya. They're not stopping in Dubai anymore. You know, Kenya is winning big. My friends, fanya hela, make money. Okay? Dirachelete. Sudan now is fighting back. They're regaining possession against the group of people that killed black people. Yeah, that's enough as information. South Africa is winning big in the ports. You know, they're selling amagwinya, they're selling mohodu, they're selling omboti. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It was a great pleasure. It was a great pleasure. Drop a comment. You know you gotta drop a comment. So we want you to drop a comment so the video can move forward.